Let's go to this Evergreen Rainforest right here. Let's go choose this one. And I'm going to do something a bit different this time. Let's go ahead and you notice that we have kind of a limited amount of trees to kind of work with. And that's okay. We can change them and edit them as we see fit to make them different. So let's take this tree right here. I'll go over to transform and I'll change the height. So that way I can get a much taller type of tree, bring the height up. So you see I have this taller type of tree. I want to show these kind of evergreens. So now I have this taller one. And what I'll do is I'll create a cluster of these taller trees. A cluster. So the interior of this forest has the thicker, taller trees. Yeah, let's put a bigger one right here at the bottom. So that way I don't have all the same. You notice that these clusters are all relatively the same size. You want to vary the clusters. Medium size, big, small, maybe just a couple, like 3 or 4, and then some randos here and there. And then take that same tree, bring the height back down, and then on the outskirts of the forest, put in these shorter ones. So the taller ones are in the center, while the shorter ones are on the outskirts. That way you kind of have a little bit something different than, because there's only 2 different coniferous trees, right? And so how is it that we can take one coniferous tree and make it into 7? By changing the transform, by changing the color options, by using object shadows to change the color, because this style hasn't really been updated recently. And so until then, you have to find yourself being a little creative. And that's what the transform tool is for, right? And make sure that we get lots of requests on Arcani for more stamps for this style, because honestly, this is an underappreciated style. I really like Parchment, and it deserves a heck of a lot more love. Just me. Okay, let's go ahead and just like before, we kind of put in some of these kind of bushes. Let's make sure to put a couple in here as well. Just kind of here and there. Let's put some along here. There we go. And then with this one, I think I'll also do, I think we'll use object shadows this time. Let's do that. Let's go with, let's see here, shadow, custom object shadow. Let's use maybe like a brownish color this time, or actually, you know, let's go with kind of a faded green. Let's bring the blur down a little bit. Let's bring the intensity up. Let's bring the brightness down a little bit. There we go. Okay, that looks fine. That looks good. Okay. And then just like before, what I'll do is this time I'll put a dark brown underneath. And the reason why is because when trees and pine, any type of tree, they drop a lot of stuff on the ground. For instance, like that stuff's called duff. So dead pine leaves, dead leaves, all of that accumulates and then turns into duff and it biodegrades. That stuff generally gets like really brown. To kind of show that, I'll just take this brownish color. Let's bring the opacity down because it's so dark. Whenever I'm doing a dark texture on a light texture, I bring the opacity down so that way it's not so intense. And then I'll just bring that dark green texture, dark brown texture, and just put it right underneath. And you'll notice that brown and green go really well together. They're natural colors. So just right where you see the forest underneath of it, this is going to represent all those dead leaves and pine needles. There we go. Nice. Okay. So now we have a nice coniferous forest there. That looks good.